G'day, it's Heath here from pickinglessons.com. In this mandolin lesson we're going to take a look at a great Celtic tune by the name of Morrison's Jig. Morrison's Jig is in the key of E minor, but it's using the Dorian mode, and that scale sounds like this. Has the same notes in it as a D major scale, but E is our root note and it gives us a minor scale, the Dorian mode. In a moment we're going to take a look at part A of the tune nice and slow and break it down into some exercises to help us learn. If you head on over to pickinglessons.com, you'll be able to get yourself a copy of the tablature that we're working from, as well as part 2 of this lesson where we take a look at part B. And you've also got some play along and backing tracks there at full tempo, so as you learn the tune, you can use those to help you play along. pickinglessons.com. Okay, let's jump on into a slow play through part A of Morrison's Jig. 1 and 2 and Alright, so there's part A. Remember, you do need to repeat that twice, so that'll give you the entire part A form of the tune. Now, a couple of things that we're going to take a look at here. Firstly, the time signature. We're in 6/8 time, so that's common for a jig. Now, 6/8 time, we have 2 dotted quarter note beats per bar, so 1 and 2. And that's separated into 6 eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you'll feel that as we're playing this jig. There are a few things we're going to have a look at here, mainly for our right hand. There's a couple of left hand techniques we'll look at as well. But mainly this right hand picking to fit the jig time and some variations in the rhythm we have. So first of all, let's look at what we're playing in measure 1. Measure 1 is a good example of what we need to practice. Firstly, the first beat of measure 1, we have an 8th note, 2 16th notes, and an 8th note. Right hand, 1, 2, and 3, we're going to play down, down, up, down. Up to tempo, that's going to be quite tricky, so remember the right hand there, down, down, up, down. We'll come back to that in a moment. Beat 2 of measure 1, 3 8th notes. Now here, we're going to pick it starting on a downstroke, then play up and down. What we're trying to do is pick a downstroke on the beginning of each beat to give us a nice accent in our playing. So beat 2, down, up, down, and left hand there, that first finger can just roll between those 2 notes. So flat fingertip, flat to your finger. Rather, you could use 2 fingers if you can fit them in there, but I tend to use that 1 finger across the 2 notes. So piecing together beats 1 and 2 here in measure 1. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down. You may have noticed we have 2 downstrokes together in the middle of the measure. So we're finishing beat 1 with a downstroke. We're kicking off beat 2 with a downstroke. This is where it gets challenging when the tempo gets up to a quicker speed. 2 downstrokes in a row. Down, down, up, down, up, down. Remember, we're placing that downstroke on the beginning of the beat for a purpose, to create that stronger accent in our playing. Practicing this as an exercise is important to get this jig feel in your playing. So work on it slowly. Really drill this right hand in. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, and so on and so forth. Pretty much each measure we're going to focus on that style of rhythm. Depending on what the rhythm is, we're also we're pretty much following the down on each of the beats. So sometimes you are going to have two downstrokes together. So taking a look at measure 3 as a variation this time, we're starting off with that same down, down, up, down rhythm in the first beat. Now, in beat 2 of measure 3, we have the quarter note and eighth note. So here our right hand is going to be a little bit easier. We're going to play beat 2 as a down and then an up. 4, 5, 6, down, up, remembering to hold the quarter note. So measure 3 complete. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6. Right hand, down, down, up, down, down with a pause, then the up. So down, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's an easier one because we're finishing the measure on an upstroke, ready for that next downstroke is an easier pattern to play for the right hand, but still we're giving our accented notes, those down beats on each beat, a downstroke. So measure 3, again, just looping measure 3. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, and so on. Good exercise to work on. Once you start to get this measure and the first measure, you will find this part A of the tune is going to be much easier to play. If you focus on those couple of measures at first, just to get that right hand moving through the technique that we need, you will definitely find it much easier to build part A of this tune. Moving on to measure 4. Measure 4, we're going to take a look specifically at beat 2. And in beat 2, we have this grace note hammer on pull off, this embellishment or ornament on the melody. And it's a really, really quick hammer on pull off, starting on the open A string. Then we're going to hammer and flick really quick on the 2nd fret, the B note. So there's not much of the 2nd fret in there, but it's the sound that it's creating. It's this ornament over the melody. So that 2nd beat, pick it as a downstroke and the quick hammer on pull off. Fit them in as quickly as possible. So that complete measure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Really, really quick there. So that hammer on pull off. Don't worry if you're not getting too much volume there. It's really just the sound that we're trying to get in that ornamentation and that little hammer on pull off, the grace notes there. They're really quick. Okay, just scanning through, we're looking very similar at what we've got for the remainder of part A. So if you break down those exercises we've just looked at for each of those measures, for your right hand and for that left hand, that grace note hammer on pull off, that will help you build the tune. Get to know each of the measures individually as you're working through, bring them together and memorize. Memorizing a tune is really important as you're learning it because it means you can play it up to speed much easier. Okay, so work on those exercises. When you're ready, jump on over to pickinlessons.com. Remember, in the member section of the site there, you will have part 2 of this lesson. The tablature is there separately as well if you like, or part of the member section, plus your play along and backing tracks as well. pickinlessons.com, I'll see you there.